A few weeks ago, we were invited to Glastonbury Festival with Oxfam. Although Matt and I had been to lots of other festivals before, it was our first time at Glastonbury and we were so excited. We packed up our camping gear and drove all the way from Lancashire to Somerset, making our way to the Oxfam camp, which was to be our home for the best part of a week. We were there to take part in the Stand as One campaign, and we would be working alongside other Oxfam volunteers, speaking to festival goers and sharing information. The first thing that really struck me about Glastonbury was just how happy it was. I'd always heard people talk about how it felt like a lovely bubble, and even that they came back a changed person. Honestly, I thought maybe they were exaggerating, but I soon realised that they weren't. I know that nowhere is perfect, and everywhere has its fair share of trouble, but I really didn't see any at Glastonbury. I saw policemen and women dancing with festival goers, and people of all ages, from kids right up to pensioners, enjoying themselves, letting loose, but also looking out for each other. It was really refreshing. I enjoyed every second of Glastonbury. I danced, I laughed, I let my hair air dry in the sun, I covered myself in glitter, I saw some of my favourite acts like Lord, Haim and The National. I watched the Foo Fighters Under the Stars with Matt, and when thinking about hearing those songs for the first time on a Discman on a family holiday, realised just how old I am now. But it's okay. There were fireworks, and the fireworks took my mind off the existential crisis. I saw Jeremy Corbyn speak, twice, which drew a far bigger crowd than Radiohead did the night before. I ate the most amazing vegan food ever, seriously. I had to make a whole separate video about this because Glastonbury was, predictably, a little slice of heaven for a vegan. At night, I climbed the hill and drank amaretto and sat in awe at just how big the festival was and how happy I was to be there watching it all unfold. Oxfam have a really big presence at Glastonbury with so many shops on site that are all slightly different to each other. Each year they handpick items specifically for different festivals and they curate these amazing shops. I was drawn like a magpie to the glittery sequin shop. It was amazing. The shops all get fresh stock every single day, and so naturally I did a bit of shopping whilst I was there. Oxfam gave me a budget of £50 to find some things that I really liked, and I was really spoiled for choice. I ended up getting some things that I really love, including this glittery Jaeger top, a vintage scarf, this beautiful beaded Miss Selfridge top, and I also couldn't resist picking up one of the t-shirts that Oxfam had designed specifically for this year. As well as the shops, Oxfam also had a water tank, and this is actually a tank exactly like the ones that are used throughout the world to provide water and relief to communities. For Glastonbury, they turned the inside of this tank into an amazing, immersive 360-degree film. It was a little sanctuary away from the busyness of the festival and the blazing hot sun, and a real opportunity to find out how Oxfam help communities worldwide. We were there to have an amazing time, and we did, but we were also there for a really important cause, the Stand as One campaign. So let's talk about that for a second. We all know that millions of people are being forced to flee their homes every single day, whether it's from violence and conflict or natural disasters. The whole world and everything they know is crumbling around them. And whilst they're trying to keep themselves and their children safe, they're often left with no other option than to take unsafe routes or to separate on their journeys. We see the refugee crisis on the news every single day, to the point where, honestly, it's really easy to be desensitised to it and to wonder what you can do to actually help. The number of people displaced is currently at its highest ever, even surpassing the numbers after World War II. That's something that for me is really hard to get my head around. We look back at that time with so much sadness, but we're living through a crisis of our own, and I'm not okay with sitting back and just letting that happen. So I was really motivated to be part of this campaign. Oxfam work on the ground in refugee camps and many areas affected all over the world, including the UK. But the Stand as One campaign has a specific goal. This campaign is all about reuniting families so that they can live their lives again. These days we all email our MPs, but it's really effective to physically write them a letter that can't be as easily ignored. We're all super busy though, so this is where Oxfam and this campaign come in. They've started a postcard campaign and will physically post your comments to your local MP. We spoke to people about this and took down their comments, which will all be sent off. I spoke to hundreds of people throughout the week and helped them write to their local MP about this. Whilst they enjoyed the festival, they didn't even have to pick up a pen at all. If you feel really strongly about this too and you want to send a postcard to your local MP, I'll leave the link in the video description for you to check out. Glastonbury was a dream, and as we packed up our tent and started the long journey home, I just wanted to stay. I wasn't ready to wash the glitter off my face and go back to the real world. A huge thanks to the Oxfam team for taking us to Glastonbury, being so welcoming and giving us the opportunity to be part of a campaign that we feel really strongly about. Glastonbury, we'll be back.